Kempire is brought to you by
'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. It is officially the holiday seasons here over at the Kempire podcast, and I'm heading to London. So excited for our London Kempire After Dark live experience because that is where the idea was sparked and talked about. So December 8th, we will bring the Kempire After Dark live experience to Neon 194. So shout out to those of you that have booked tickets to come see the show. And when I say tickets, I mean airplane tickets. But shout out to all of you in London that will be coming to our Kempire After Dark live experience. I can't wait to talk about the Diddler. I can't wait to talk about Jay-Z. I can't wait to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac and Beverly Hills and so much more. You just never know what is going to be said at these shows. LA, we talked a lot about the Diddy story and a lot of people had their own tea. So I'm looking forward to see what London has to offer in that regard. So stay tuned for that. And then we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on January 24th. And then New York City, we're coming back in February. We haven't announced the date just yet. So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you have all of your notifications on. But first, London, you're up next. We are coming December 8th. Get your tickets available right now in the episode notes.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Happy Sunday, guys. Happy afternoon. Happy December 1st. Isn't today World AIDS Day? Isn't today World AIDS Day, December 1st? Well, happy AIDS World Day or World AIDS Day. There we go. Also happy December, guys. And of course, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend. I know a lot of people are probably traveling back today from their families or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just running errands or maybe you're just relaxing or maybe you're just returning from your church. Look, so whatever you're doing, I appreciate you all taking time out of your day to be here. So shout out to the replay crew as well. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Shout out to our King's Guard. Shout out to our channel members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. Don't forget, guys, a week from today, the Kempire After Dark live tour becomes international. We'll be having our first international show date in London. So if you're in London, will be in London, or know someone in London, tell them about the Kempire After Dark live experience coming to Neon 194 a week from today. Okay, a week from today. So get your tickets today. More information on that and our Washington, D.C. show that's coming up on January 24th will be available in the description. In New York City, buckle up. Hopefully very soon we'll be able to announce our date for New York City. All right. Anyway, shout out to everyone in the live chat. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitter, Twitch, and behind the scenes here on TikTok. We appreciate you being here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Some of you did not watch. Some of you don't watch. Some of you just watch our recaps. I appreciate you watching the recap because you know I watch this show begrudgingly every single week. Okay, but I will say this week's episode was interesting, and I'm glad I watched it back. And the reason why I was a little tardy for the party was because I watched those last 5 minutes over and over again, because between Marceau and Martel yelling back and forth, I believe that they're both liars. However, I think Marceau's a better one. I don't know if he's better than Martel. But we'll get to that in a second. I want to start at the top of this episode. What happened at the top of this episode? Oh, I literally just put Destiny's storage space. She's like, I know it looks like a storage space, but as you can see, there are other businesses doing. I said, wait, why are we going to a storage space? This is a sad situation. Hold on. Wait. This is a sad situation. Woo woo. Look, I had to put my woo woo hat on. Available houseofkempire.com, and today I will be making available our Christmas merch as well. So stay tuned for that after the live. But woo woo woo, Destiny and the storage space. And she's right. There are plenty of people in there marketing their businesses, but you've been on a reality show that gets thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers, and this is where you are. You went from having a brick and mortar storefront to now solely on e-commerce. Look, some of the big giants are solely e-commerce now. But now we're in a storage spot. She's like, this is going to be my workspace where, we're launching a body and home fragrance. And look, shout out to all the entrepreneurs. I'm never going to down her business, but I am a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about her business acumen. I'm a little concerned about that. However, good luck, Destiny, in your storage closet. Why is my storage closet bigger than hers? Damn. Oh, wait. I'm just asking a question. I just went to my storage because, I'm decorated for Christmas. Yeah, I like my little tree behind me for those that are watching. I'm slowly but surely, I'm adding a little bit more stuff. I don't know how much more I'm going to add because, as you know, I'm traveling this week for our London show. However, I'm adding a little something. I put the Christmas tree over here in the corner. I had to get a smaller one than I normally have because y'all know. I can't look. That one's collecting dust in my storage unit. But it's okay. It's okay. Maybe next year I'll be able to figure out the space a little bit better, but it's okay. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Anyway, so why is my storage unit bigger than hers? Anyways, well, this is just a workspace for her. I don't know what she's going to be doing out of this space. She's working on a unisex cologne called Big D Energy. Destiny, Detroit, all the things. Okay. All right. She then mentions that she was arrested for forgery. Do I have their mugshots here still? I think I do. Yep, I do. Because you remember that they showed this last week. I have to give it to Destiny. Look, I'm going to be nice now. Your mugshot is gorgeous. Come on, she looks great. Honestly, they all look kind of good in their mugshots. If you're going to have a mugshot, that's not a bad mugshot. But Destiny of the three looks far better. Destiny's mugshot, she looks cute. But I think because she turned herself in, so she knew she wanted to look cute, she had to take a mugshot. Remember, I think that was the morning that she went on Instagram Live and posted about, turning herself in. I mean, Destiny's a beautiful woman. I'm never going to take that away from her. She's a beautiful woman. Would I smile in a mugshot? Well, for the grace of the Lord's for the Lord's grace, hopefully I will never know. I don't think that I will ever, in that situation, smile. Okay? But the cockiness of it all. We got Martell on the left with a little bit of a smile. Okay? And then we have Maurice on the right with a yeah, they got me. Yeah, they got me. I didn't realize until we saw the preview for next week, there were people talking about Maurice mugshot having lipstick on his lips. I just assumed that, some people when they drink a lot, they get flushed in certain places. So I just thought maybe he got a little flushed in the lips. Look, I thought he got a little flushed in the... No, I actually thought that's just his lips. But look, Melody's melodying. Look, melodying. She's spreading, she's producing. Okay? All right, hey, Sherelle, who's watching from on Instagram. What flag is that again? I just saw that flag the other day. No, today I saw that flag. What flag is that? Remind me, Sherelle. But thank you so much for watching. Shout out to our international folks watching, and for those of you watching in Huntsville, hey, Huntsville. But yeah, so she talked about her mugshot, and, she was arrested for forgery, okay? But she says, with the internet, you're guilty until proven innocent. So did you or did you not take the man's information, the chicken man's? Anyways, I don't know. Okay, fine. Okay. All right. So Martell talks about his legal situation. As you know, Martell was, quote, convicted. That's why he has an appeal that is in jeopardy because he violated a no contact order. We did a separate video on that for those that may have missed it. Go check out our YouTube channel for those that are watching on Twitch, Twitter, or here on YouTube, or on Facebook, or TikTok. We did do a separate video talking about him violating a non-contact order when it comes to Melody. Apparently, he reached out to her. Why did you go to the DA's office? Sir, how do you even know I went to the DA's office? You have someone following me? Weird. But I'm not surprised by that. He's given weird, abusive, stalker behavior before, but everyone sort of downplayed it. But no, he's given that. And he also still very much wants to be with... Shut up. I see some of y'all comments. I can't stand y'all right now in the live chat on YouTube. Nope, not saying it. Nope. We'll talk about it during Kempire After Dark in London, DC, or New York. All right. Winter says they're all acting like Karen Huger with their cases. Can't talk about it. It's a legal situation. Okay, fine. As we got the update during our live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville last week that Maurice's case has been dismissed for lack of evidence, apparently. I haven't done my research on that, but a lot of you chimed in the live chat and said it was dismissed. Fine. Congrats. Wonderful. Okay? Good for you, Maurice. That does not mean that you're innocent. That does not mean you did not get behind the wheel of a car and drive under the influence. Anyway, so Martell, back to this. I gotta focus. Martell basically says that his case was never seen by a judge. He was not convicted. So if you haven't been convicted, how are you appealing? And look, I can understand maybe not being seen by a judge and okay, you're convicted, but now you can appeal it. He's in the middle of an appeal. I'm not a lawyer, and again, Martell has a history of lying straight to our faces. He still wants to paint the narrative. She was cheating too. Oh my God. What about you? Did you cheat? No. Like, you can't take anything that he says for word, but word on the street that he was convicted. And that's why he's appealing the conviction. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to put things together, but I'm like, if you would only appeal if you were convicted. Maybe. Okay. So he downplays that. I wasn't convicted. All right, sir. I'm like, all right, sir. So he says that he's been a little hurt because after all that stuff came out, no one really reached out to him. Destiny's like, he's not feeling the support of the group. And then he talks about Marcel's interview on Carlos's podcast, his YouTube channel. This is just a shameless way for Carlos to promote his YouTube channel. We talked about that last season too. Like, here we go. Here we're on. Shout out to Dustin, though. We like Dustin. So I was just like, okay. So Marcel did an interview after this arrest, and basically says that he was answering to the RP of it all, the revenge porn of it all. And he basically says he believes it. They play the clip of him like, and honestly, we all kind of believed it. And Martell, you kind of told on yourself already in regards to it, what you shared in that text message. And I believe the court decided what they decided because they saw the text message themselves and like, you sent this? You sent that text and that picture of Melody? Okay. But of course, he's in the middle of a legal situation, so he can neither confirm or deny if this is what he did. Okay. He also says that he was not convicted. The judge didn't even see his case. It's been moved to a higher court where you're appealing the conviction. Look, again, I'm not an attorney. Ms. Esquire, if you're in the building, please feel free to weigh in or call in or share in the comment section. I understand you're busy. But just saying. All right. Moving on. So Martell was already setting us up for that. He's upset with Marceau and what Marceau said in that interview. But if my memory reminds me, I recall Martell was blasting Marceau also on social media. That was also when we were thinking like, oh, I don't think Martell's going to come back. However, he's still here because he needs to check. And I believe he doesn't have $50K in the bank. That's why Marceau took that dig at the end. He was like, I bet you $50K. Marceau said, show me the $50K. Because he ain't got it. Do I believe Marceau has $50K in the bank? Yes, I do. Say what we want to say about Marceau. Cheetah, pumpkin eater, probably. All right. Went to Africa on his own. Fine. Without his family. However, I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he does bad business, but wait a minute. We'll talk about bad business in a second. Okay? Let's talk about Kimmy and Melody working out. So apparently Kimmy has been having some issues with her health. As you know, she had the cancer, but she's trying to get better with her working out, and she apparently had like a lung issue. And Melody says, before we start our workout, I'm going to give you a t-shirt. She's like, I'm fine. Kimmy's like, I'm fine. Melody comes out with a millimeter shirt. She's like, millimeter. So I don't know if she was using that as a moment to promote her t-shirts or just using that as a moment to just sort of take a dig at the cast in regards to what they've been saying about the millimeters. I don't know. I don't know what her intentions were, but I do know that it was strategic. Nothing that Melody does is not strategic. And I do believe that that was strategic in either promoting her t-shirt line. I will say this, though. Kimmy's outfit was cute, but when she added the black on top with her long black hair, I was like, actually, the black top looks better. Instead of just like the all one color. I was like, no, I kind of like the little pop of black. Anyway, I could care less about the millimeters on the back. But anyways, all right. Was it supposed to be on the back or was it supposed to be on the front? I don't know. Anyways. So she gives her the millimeter shirt, all right? So they discuss what happened on the trip. And Kimmy, I used to love Kimmy on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I'm seeing a side of Kimmy that I'm not liking. Because I pointed this out a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Kimmy rehashing the girls' trip to Maurice and how she was saying a whole other thing versus what she said to Melody on the last day of the trip. And in this scene, it's the same thing. She's like, the trip turned out to be really good. We resolved a lot of stuff. At first I really wasn't looking forward to it. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, she's like, yeah, I was telling Maurice that. And I was like, that's not what you told Maurice. You really were dogging out the trip. I mean, she wasn't dogging out the trip, but she definitely wasn't making it seem like she had a good old time. I was just like, what's going on? Oh. Look. What's going on, Kimmy? I'm not loving this side. And then, of course, when they start talking about Maurice's DUI, I'm like, what in the politician is happening right now? I'm losing so much respect for Kimmy. And I hate that because I really did like Kimmy a lot on this show. All right? So she tells Melody, like, girl. First of all, Melody was trying to get compliments. Because, like, why are we talking? She's like, did you have a good time on the trip? She already told you she had a good time on the trip. Why are we still talking about the trip? You really want people to be like, yes, Melody, you did a good job. And then when we see the Big D Energy field, they were like, damn, Melody didn't need to host this. But anyways, so she's like, did you have a good time on the trip? She's like, yeah, it was a good trip. We resolved a lot of stuff. At first I wasn't really excited about going on the trip, but then you did a really good job. I was telling Maurice that you did a really good job with the trip. And I was like, you lying? You lying. Why are you lying, Kimmy? Honestly, I think, Kimmy, you did have a good time. I just don't understand why you didn't say that to Maurice. Like, you know what? At first, Maurice, I was not excited about this trip. However, by the end of it, we had a good time. But you really was downplaying. Or is this to help his ego? I don't understand. Anyways, so Melody reveals that Destiny, during the trip, you remember, Destiny apologized to Melody when she was going down the stairs. You remember the trip? Come on. She's like, I'm sorry. I love you. You remember she said that? Come on, we all saw it. So Melody's like, she's like, I'm so sorry. She said that's what Destiny said to her. Only for Destiny, when she came back, was doing all these interviews and shading the hell out of Melody. I told you, to me, it was giving weird. We had that literal moment where I was like, oh wait, maybe Destiny does. I almost fell for it. Apparently, Melody is a lot smarter than me because she wasn't falling for it. She was like, we'll talk. Look, we'll talk. She even hugged her. She gave her a hug. She was like, yeah. She was, after she said, I'm sorry. I love you. What? And then in her confessionals, again, the confessionals are shot weeks later. And then she's in her confessionals talking all kinds of slick. So I'm not surprised that during these interviews, she was probably talking slick. And no, I didn't watch any of these other interviews. She could have been saying the nicest things. I'm not going to sit through a Destiny interview. But we saw the confessionals, so I'm not surprised. So Melody is just like, now I understand. Here's the thing. Every time I'm really trying to give the rest of the cast grace when it comes to Melody, because I don't think Melody's 100% innocent, but y'all keep proving her points, so you make it so hard for me to be like, okay, let me see your side, because I have to work on the fence. And I'm just like, y'all are doing a lot, and y'all are making her come out looking like an angel because of the way y'all are moving. So Melody says she's saying all these things in these interviews. During the trip, she was just like, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. I love you. What? Okay. So Melody, being a producer, decides to bring up Maurice's DUI. All right. Kimmy says, we have to let the system play out. Of course. Or fine. Okay, Karen Huger. We have to let the system play out. But she's like, but I'm fine. So Melody's like, I mean, you didn't go through any emotional thing. Like, look, Melody is also a producer. So she's trying to have a scene. She's trying to have Kimmy talk about this. Okay. So Kimmy is very much like a politician. She was like, everything that you want to know is public knowledge. So Melody says, so was he really arrested in the afternoon? And she was like, everything that you need to know is public knowledge. So Melody's like, so that's a yes. She's like, no, you're not going to be putting words in my mouth. Well, now I'm wondering, because you remember what Funky put out there. Funky was like, well, no, that's when they did the paperwork and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm questioning if that's even true. Or are they just using Funky to put that information out there? I'm just asking. Oh, Choco? Or Coco? Coco says on TikTok, a Scorpio always knows when you're phony in our face. Is that true, Scorpios? Okay. So Melody's like, so that's a yes. And Kimmy's like, no, you're not going to be putting words in my mouth. You said it's public knowledge, though, Kimmy. And the public knowledge, she's like, well, she said, don't believe everything on paper. 1 minute you said it's public knowledge. Now you're saying don't believe everything on paper. So we're not to believe what the police officer says at the time of the arrest. And I get it. It's police officer. You can't believe everything they're saying. But what would be the point of the police officer saying that he was arrested at 12 p.m.? What would be the point? But Kimmy was ducking and diving on those questions. She was just like, ducking and diving. I was like, oh, and like it didn't, again, for someone that has enjoyed Kimmy on this show, I was just watching Kimmy in this moment. I get it. It's her husband. It's a legal situation. But there is a better way for her to answer those questions. She could have easily said to Melody, it's a legal situation. It's not my legal situation, so I don't want to discuss it. I was hurt by this situation happening. I'm glad that he's safe, that everyone is safe, that no one else was involved. But it's a legal situation, and I don't want to hurt whatever he's got going on legally by saying the wrong thing. You could easily say that. You could say that. You don't have to talk about the case. You can just I don't want to hurt his legal situation by talking about this. So it's best that I not say anything. Instead of saying, oh, well, it's public knowledge. It's public knowledge. Okay. So the public information is that he got arrested at noon. So now I believe he was arrested at noon. Where was he? Why were you going to his office thinking that he fell asleep? Why wasn't he at home with you? Weren't you guys partying at Black earlier that day? So why wasn't he with you? You went to the office. He wasn't there. Where was he at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Where was he? Where was he? And why he got red lips? Look, I got red lips a little bit with a tint of brown. Where was he, Kimmy? See, thank you, Miss Z. Miss Z said, yep, she could have answered just like that, Kempire. And we talked about even Karen Huger. We get it. She can't talk about the specifics of what went down that night, but there is a way to address the situation without making all these excuses or shucking and jiving around these answers. Ooh, Nasser, I was listening back to when you called in about the private investigator. I said, Nasser, yes. I know who I'm calling. Nasser said that man conducts himself like a single man. I just want to understand the timeline. Hopefully they discussed this during the reunion. They already filmed the reunion for season 372. Anyways, so we get no answer. She says, don't believe everything on paper. You just told me it's public record. You just told me it's public record. Now you're telling me don't believe everything that's on paper. You can't be talking about the blogs because the blogs aren't on paper. Ooh. hold on. Lamel says he was creeping and got caught. Period. The karma got him fast. Not the karma got him fast. Lamel. You really believe that? Look, I don't think that he would cheat on Kimmy. Am I delusional? Look. Y'all can tell me if I'm delusional. Y'all can tell me, Kempire, you are delusional. He was creeping and got caught. I'm starting to believe it. What an awkward scene. Speaking of the Scotts. So we have this scene with Marceau and Letitia at this construction site. They're trying to build a more modern, sexy homes in this neighborhood. Letitia shows up, and as she shows up, Marceau talks about the benefit of having his wife work with him. And he says, your wife can be your biggest ally, or if she doesn't agree with you, she could be your biggest obstacle. He's always taking digs at his own wife. Why did he say that? Damn, Didi said, yep, y'all all said I'm Delulu. You know what? Y'all are not nice. Damn, replay crew, am I delusional? Someone's got to have my back. Nobody got my back. I'm delusional. See, those are the type of friends I would want. If I was dating someone and they were like, Kempire, yeah, I need real friends. I'm not one of those people that sugarcoats it for my friends, and I don't want my friends sugarcoating it for me. Does it mean I'm going to listen to you? No, because I'm always right. But I'd much rather you tell me how you feel. I'm not going to hold it against you. Vanessa says, you're Delulu, Kempire, love you. I love how you guys sugarcoat it for me, though. You're like, you're Delulu. LB says, delusional. I don't like how y'all talking to me today. All right? I don't like how y'all talking to me today. Okay, but here's what stood out to me in this scene. Letitia, I'm going to give her credit because they're trying to build this new home that's very different than the other homes in the area. So she's like, we should send out a letter or, to the community, letting them know what we're trying to do. And Marshall's like, no, you do something like that. Look, you do something like that, then, it's like putting out a complaint box. The complaint box is going to be full. Now I understand why he's been cited by the city of Huntsville. Because you just gave me your tell, Marceau. You don't care about your community. You don't care about your neighbors. So you probably do all kinds of things that are like microaggressions to other businesses. Or maybe they take it as a disrespect, like you didn't reach out to us. You never let us know that you were doing these changes or bringing this business in. Like you didn't knock on our door. And some people might say, why do you have to do all that? Because especially in these smaller towns, that's something that people expect. Some people are old school like that. So when he said this to Letitia, I'm an Espo. I'm an Espo member. For those that don't know, that's her crew, her fan group. I'm an Espo in this situation, okay? So she says, no, we should definitely send out a letter to let them know what we're trying to do. She's like, that's something that you should. Honestly, she was 100% correct. But for me, it showed me why you blame the millimeters. No, it's you. It's you, Marceau, probably doing all kinds of things in these neighborhoods, building these businesses and not checking with the other people that have businesses there. So for me, that moment, told on yourself. You told on yourself. And you probably don't listen to Letitia. Maybe in this moment, you're trying to act like you're listening to Letitia. But Letitia, say what you want to say about Letitia. She does have some brains. Can she pronounce expo? No. Or event? No. But Team Espo, okay? Team Espo. Anyway, so they end up talking about some other things in the conversation, including Martell. And she says, has he reached out to Martell? Because Martell has been getting a lot of like hateful comments on social media, like every day. So I don't remember the timeline of what was happening at this particular part, but I was like, okay, this is like an everyday occurrence in regards to Martell ever since he was exposed as a cheater, pumpkin eater. So she says, have you reached out to him? He's like, no, I haven't reached out to him. Marcel does not like Martell. I really don't. I think he will film scenes with him. It will act like they get along. But I don't think he likes Melody more than he likes Martell. I'll say that. Okay. Oh, I forgot about Teresa's growthful. That is a word, though. It's just not a word that a lot of us use. We're going to start using it, too. Growthful. All right. Anyways, so then they start talking about Maurice's DUI. And she asks about, have you reached out to Maurice? And he's like, no. He's like, he's a grown man. I don't think there's anything that I need to say to Maurice that's going to change who he is. Okay. He says he's educated. He knows what he did. Look, do you think that Marceau should have reached out to his brother in regards to this? I mean, look, you could reach out to your brother and not, shame your brother or try to give him advice. Just be like, just checking in on you. It doesn't have to be about, shaming him or teaching him anything. It could be just checking in on you. I know you're probably getting it on social media. How are you doing? But maybe they don't work like that in the Scott family. Okay? So, because I did think to myself, I was like, because that's one of the things that Kimmy brings up later when she speaks with Destiny, that no one really reached out to her besides Martell and Destiny. And I said to myself, well, he got a DUI. I mean, I guess they could reach out to Kimmy if you're friends like that. But like Melody says that her grandmother that passed away because of a drunk driver. So I'm thinking to myself, I probably wouldn't reach out to you if I've lost someone due to someone being inebriated behind the wheel. Personally, I don't think I would reach out to you. Would you reach out to a friend of yours that got a DUI? I've never had a friend that had a DUI that I know of. Look, I don't know if I would reach out to them if they had a DUI. If they had gotten hurt, like Karen Huger got hurt in her DUI, alleged DUI. If I was friends with Karen, I probably would reach out. But okay. Would I judge her later? Yeah. Or judge her behind her back? Yeah. Anyways, so they talk about that. Then I did notice that Letitia talks about, she was like, Maurice, they had saw Maurice at Black. He's like, yeah, I saw Maurice at Black the day after. And that's where Tisha was trying to clean up that whole free Reese situation that was on social media afterward. She's like, we were just joking about free Maurice, free Reese, blah, blah, blah. That joking? That's a lot. Y'all can joke like that, but not put it on social media. Y'all do realize you don't have to put everything on social media. You could be like free Reese in your interactions and conversations. You don't have to film that and put that out there. If anything, you keep talking about Maurice and Kimmy keep talking about they don't want to hurt his case, but y'all doing stuff like that, that stuff could be used against you. If not in the court of law, the Bar Association could. Just saying, social media is a thing. Your employers are checking your social media nowadays. So don't feel like you can act up on social media and not reap the consequences from your employer. Y'all better check y'all employment conduct policy. Kenya Moore. I'm playing Kenya. Okay. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know where you're watching from, how you would rate this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville from 1 to 10. I would give this episode like a 7.5, 8. It wasn't a bad episode. It kept me engaged. It wasn't a bad episode. I thought it was good. They just saw a season high in ratings this past week, last week's episode as well. So people are enjoying the show. Are you enjoying the show this season for season 722? I know it keeps going up. Exactly. Vanessa says nothing about a DUI is funny. People get deleted in these streets. And the thing is, you don't know Kimmy, because Kimmy, again, later in the episode says that she was hurt that no one reached out to her. Like, you don't know if someone has lost someone near to them because of someone, driving behind the wheel, driving under the influence behind the wheel. Irene gave it a 0. Damn, Irene. I'm seeing some 6s. Oh, I'm seeing a couple of 0s. Come on, y'all. If you watched it, you can't be a 0. Okay, let me say thank you, guys. Guys, we have over 1,200 of you. Hey, y'all. And we don't normally do our recaps at this time. So for those of you that are here for our Love and Marriage recap, make sure that you subscribe and turn your notifications. Normally we do it a little bit earlier. I just had a few appointments this morning earlier already, but I got a lot done. All right, Edward, thank you so much for the super chat. Edward says, why it took so long for Marceau to realize Martell ain't no friend? I think he always knew that. Plus, they both behave the same way. I agree. They do. I just think one does it better. Maybe. Better might not be the right word. Look out for Lauren. Hey, Lauren, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, oh, Kempire, your Delulu is so cute. Come on, Lauren. That my Delulu is so cute. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire is here. Miss Esquire says, shade of like every like every day. Thank you, Miss Esquire, for the super chat. Miss Esquire, I don't know if you saw my question though, in regards to what Martell said in regards to the judge didn't see his case, he wasn't convicted, it went to a higher court. I need an explanation for that. If you would like to call in and share, I will make you first, no matter where you call in, because I need just some thoughts on that. On it, because look, I'm not an attorney, so he could be right, but Martell has a history of lying. Okay, all right, let me get back to. She said your Delulu is so cute. You know what? Y'all are just so disrespectful. All right. Anyways, let's move on to the next scene. All right. Destiny. So Destiny goes to this trophy shop because she's hosting this field day, her Big D Energy adult field day. Kimmy joins her. Kimmy asks Destiny about some of the things that she may have said in the interviews that she's done because Melody's feeling a type of way, like maybe she said something shady. Destiny says that, well, no, Melody probably read the interviews the way that they were delivered, but she says, what I said was the truth. So she doubles down on the things that she said in these interviews. I don't know what Destiny may have said in these interviews. Do I care? Not really. But I do believe, based off the confessionals, that Destiny was saying very much what she's been saying in the confessionals in these interviews. But was giving a whole other face during the where did it go? St. Thomas trip. Here's the thing, though. It's weird to me. Like, you were so trying to be Melody's friend. I don't know if you were just having a moment. I don't know if it was genuine. But based on the way that you switched up, and I don't know if they left something out. Maybe there was a big scuff up. Maybe there was a big lie or said, or something happened during this trip that shifted things. And that's why, because again, we're watching an edited show. So it's possible maybe something happened that we didn't see, and that's why Destiny has done the switch up. I don't know. All I remember from that trip was she saw Destiny after getting crunk and stepping up and then walking away after arguing with Melody and saying, oh, you talked about respectful cheating, and then storming away and coming back. And all I remember after that whole big argument, you're in the stairway across the way. It was like a telenovela. Across the way, you see Melody and you say, I'm sorry. I love you. That's all eyes. Or look, let me put the snow on. You're in the snow. Look, you're in the snow. It's Christmas Eve. Wait, you're in the snow. It's Christmas Eve. You see a former friend. You had a fight. The Destiny, she's all bundled up. Look, she's all bundled up. It's cold. She sees Melody. Melody. I'm sorry. I love you. Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. That's the way it played out. Like, I was taken aback. when she apologized during the trip. I was like, oh, I was like, okay. And I thought maybe they could get to a better place. And honestly, I'm glad that Melody didn't give you the grace that no, she gave you grace, but I'm glad that she wasn't fooled by that behavior. Because I was fooled. I was fooled. Anyways. Okay, guys, don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. I've been meaning to do like a rant because, if you've been a long-time listener of the podcast, sometimes I'll just do podcast exclusive, just a rant to talk about stuff. I was going to do one yesterday, but I just got too busy. But buckle up, I might do one, especially when I'm in London. I might do a few little, off the cuff podcast episodes there where there won't be a video. So if you're not subscribed to the Kempire podcast and you want to hear my thoughts on certain things, or you want to hear like my little travel diary, this will be your opportunity. So make sure you subscribe to the Kempire podcast today on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. While you're there, help us get to 1,000 reviews on both platforms. All right. Ivy says that she's trying to keep her job. And that's how I took it. Eventually, I was just like, yeah, homegirl is just trying to have a moment. She's trying to have scenes. She's trying to keep this job. I don't know. I don't know the likelihood of Destiny coming back for season 10 unless, they're already filming season 9, part 7. So who knows? So the big field day setup in regards to Destiny getting these trophies. So she meets up with Kimmy and she talks about the interviews that she did. She said she was just being truthful. All right. She says, I didn't mean anything by it. Okay. She said, I didn't mean anything by it. She then tells Kimmy to call Melody and invite her. Because she says, are you planning to invite Melody? And Destiny says, yeah. But Destiny doesn't have Melody's new number. So she's like, call her. I had a feeling that the only reason why that Destiny was like, call her right now, because she wanted to guarantee that this scene was going to be on the show. She's like, call her. All right. So Kimmy does call Melody, but Melody does not pick up. I wonder if Melody already knew that Kimmy and Destiny were shooting a scene. She is a producer, so I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe she was just busy. She's got 4 kids, and a business. So she didn't pick up. And then Destiny says, blocked. She's like, I'm not blocked. I mean, after this season, you might get blocked, Kimmy. Some of the things that you've been saying. Just saying. Antoinette says, are they actually coming back? Yeah, they're coming back. Oh, this is like Owen's bread and butter right now over there, which is sad to me, Oprah. Anyways, you had such hope for Owen. Such hope. So moving on from there, Destiny tells Kimmy to call Melody. Melody doesn't pick up. Okay. Kimmy says that Destiny and Martell were the only people to call after Maurice's DUI. And she believes that Melody only invited her to work out to get the tea on Maurice's DUI. I think that can be true. She's also a producer, so I think Melody's always thinking, I need to produce a moment. I'm producing a show. She needs the show to be successful, too. This is also money that she's getting as a producer and a talent. So it makes sense to me that she's producing, okay? But you know how I feel about the talent producing. But she was already a producer, okay? However, Kimmy says that she's surprised that the other people in this group did not reach out to her or reach out to Maurice during this time. And I get that. You expect your friends to show up for you. Here's the thing, Kimmy. Did these people show up for you when you were diagnosed with cancer? For me, that is more telling than in this moment, because that was just last year. In this moment, than your friends calling about your husband's DUI. Because let me just tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I would reach out to you either if someone got a DUI. Okay? But I would understand if you got upset with people if they didn't reach out to you and they found out that you had cancer. I understand that. But if these people had reached out to you when you had cancer and they showed up for you during cancer, I don't think you need to feel any kind of way about them not calling you about a DUI. You might want to leave that alone. Because me personally, this is what I would have said, Kimmy. I would have said just what I just said. look, I understand it's a DUI. I don't know if people have had a family situation like this before. I mean, I was shocked that no one reached out, but I will say these people did reach out when I was sick with cancer. I will also say that these people weren't forcing me to have sex when I wasn't feeling my best. We didn't forget, Maurice. Look, we didn't forget. But like I said, if we didn't have the whole cancer situation just last year, I would give those people that reached out to you and that were there for you during that, I would give them grace if they didn't reach out to you for calling your husband got a DUI. Just saying. Just saying. All right, let's talk about this Big D Energy Field Day. So people are talking about Lance and Destiny possibly hooking up, having a good time. You know, Nell talked about that already. Do we care? If they're hooking up, good for her. They're single people, right? Oh, wait, is he single? Is Lance single? Is he estranged from his wife? Was he married? I can't remember now. Is he married? Y'all let me know, because you know I don't keep up with these people's lives, especially Destiny's. I'm wondering. So you can see a little flirtation. She invited Lance. Nell didn't know her son was going to be there. Fine. All right. Okay. So she explains to the group that she explains to Letitia when Letitia arrived. She was like, you know, the group has a lot to say on the internet, including you, Destiny, including you, especially you. Remember, you had your people reach out to me to do an interview. I saw that and I was like, I told my manager no. Look, not interested. So you were already on the interview train for. I mean, you're on you're on your promo thing because like I'm back on TV. I need to make a big deal about this. All right. He just had a newborn baby, Lance. Well, I mean that's 10 months, y'all. A lot can happen. Look. A lot can happen in 10 months. Oh, Purposely Delicious. Oh, damn. Purposely Delicious says Lance is separated, still married. Well, are we going to get into that conversation again? But are they still... Someone says an entanglement on TikTok. An entanglement. Look. Oh, Miss King, it's all right. We'll come back to L.A. at some point. I don't know when, but we'll definitely come back to L.A. We had a good time in L.A. Los Angeles, thank you guys for showing up and showing out. We had a good show. We had a good show and a good time. Okay? But Miss King, next time. I also understand, November and December are tough times for people because it's the holidays coming up and everything like that. So it's okay. We will definitely come back to Los Angeles, especially because the show did do well. So, and shout out to the Bourbon Room for having us. We had a great time there, and everyone there was fantastic. All right. Damn, okay, Panthetta, you don't have to say it like that. Oh, Panthetta, I like that name. Panthetta says Lance married and just had a new baby. Oh, wait, you know what? When you do everything, wait, he just had the baby, y'all? So hold on. Carry the one. This was filmed a couple of months ago. I mean, we don't know if they're hooking up. We don't know what it... It's just not looking good because this was filmed a couple of months ago. Gestation is what, 9-10 months. Not Destiny being the other woman again, allegedly. The Moses situation, remember? They've been joking about that. Anyways, Beautiful says. Beautiful Bull. Are you a Taurus too? Beautiful Bull says, Destiny like them obligated men. Y'all ain't right. You got a 6-week-old daughter. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to hold this on Destiny. Lance needs to hold some responsibility, okay? He needs to hold some responsibility. He's the one that's married and just had a baby. Look, the math, though, it's complicated. So Lance is there, fine. Tisha brings up to Destiny that she knows she needs to have a talk with Martell because he's taking jabs at them on the internet as well. Okay? Martell says that how come they didn't invite the biggest person that everyone has an issue with, meaning Melody. And Destiny says, well, no, I did invite Melody. Not really. You didn't invite her personally because you don't have her phone number. And Kimmy says when she arrives that she tried multiple times to reach out to Melody to invite her, but she didn't get back to her. How much time in between? Why wouldn't Melody at least just say, yeah, I won't be coming? We already know she's not going to come because Martell is going to be there. Okay? So, Martell says, why didn't you invite that person? That's the biggest person that has an issue with everybody. Not really. Because if we look at, I think everyone's willing to film with you doesn't mean that they don't have an issue with you. Everyone has had their own issue with Martell, but they're more than willing to film with him because it gives them a scene. It gives them almost a guarantee that the scene will be seen. Okay? You know what? No, you know what? No, what says Destiny was respectfully cheating with Lance. So the wife knows? Okay. All right. Fine. So Nell sees her son there. She's like, I didn't know that he was going to be here. Okay. They end up playing some games. So here's the thing. They end up playing musical chairs. So Martell is not only a cheater when it comes to his relationships, he's also a cheater when it comes to games. Did you guys see him playing musical chairs? He barely even got up. He was like hovering over the chairs. I was like, he is such a cheater in everything. In everything that he does, he is such a cheater. He's just hovering over the chairs. I'm like, that's not how you play the game, sir. You're such a freaking cheater. Like, you can never play anything fair in life. To me, it's far telling. It's very telling about who he is as a person. Just saying. So they play musical chairs. Maurice ends up winning. Then they play, was it dodgeball? Kimmy ends up winning that. I did find it funny that Nell was so mad at Martell, she called him the B word. And then in the confessional with her husband, Chris, she's like, I didn't mean to call him the B word. And he was like, okay, Stormy. You remember Stormy calling Marceau the B word? Yeah. But here's the thing. During the games, did you guys notice that Martell made like this another joke about his relationship with Destiny? Now, y'all, look, at first I told you I did not believe that anything really happened between Destiny and Martell. But he's making far too many jokes about their relationship for my liking. Right? Oh, you're right. Tay on TikTok says they know Mel has a protective order. I forgot about that. See, if you don't keep up with the side stories, then it's hard to keep up. There's a no contact order. So Mel couldn't go anyway. Or Mel could have went and then Martell couldn't be there. Damn it, Melody should have went. But they wanted to have this scene between Martell and Marceau. Fine. Okay? But we already knew that she wasn't going to go. I forgot about the protective order. I just did a story on the protective order. I can't keep up. And then with the timeline of things, it's so hard to keep up with the timeline of things. But no, this is definitely during the no contact order. Kimmy knew it too, Tay says. So why didn't anyone say that? Oh, because it's a legal situation? Come on. Look, come on. So it's not just that Melody does not want to be there with Martell. There's a no contact order that I just did a story on. I forgot. I forgot. Can I forget? Okay. Anyways, guys, 'tis the season to be jolly. We are celebrating the holidays and celebrating 500,000 subscribers here on the channel. If you enjoy content like this, make sure you subscribe and join our large and larger community as we continue to grow here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and on TikTok. So make sure you're following us on all of those platforms. We are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And guys, maybe we'll talk about this London. If you want me to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm coming to London a week from today, December 8th. Get your tickets for that show. Then we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on January 24th, 2025. It will be our first live show of the new year, and stay tuned for our New York City date. We are just waiting to confirm that, and of course, we'll announce that very, very soon. Okay? All right. So back to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So they're playing all the games, whatever. Martell makes that joke about, acting in a certain way in front of her new man, Lance. All right. So before we get to this last part that turns into an argument between Martell and Marceau, I am going to drop the call-in link for our members first. So if you're a member of the channel, we're going to drop the call-in link for you guys first on the community tab. Live chat, we have, how many of you here? We have 1,400 of you here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate the support. Don't forget to like the video. Let's get to 500 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for you guys as well. Teresa, yes. Teresa, thank you for the reminder. I am also on Blue Sky. As well. At TheKempire is all of my names. So follow me on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, but also Blue Sky. I'm posting more on Blue Sky now than I do on Twitter. But we're streaming on Twitter right now. Hey, Twitter. But make sure you guys follow me on Blue Sky as well. All right. Let me just drop this call link really quickly for our members. Hold on. Please hold. Okay. And happy Sunday, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. I feel good. I got a lot done. Already this morning. I was very productive. Even got a little manicure. Won't be going back to that place. Look, I'm in a new neighborhood, so I'm trying to and my guy he's like, I have the weekend off. Really? I need a good manicure before I go to London. But this was all right. I mean, I could have did a better job, but fine. Whatever. Moving on. All right, so channel members, we're going to drop the call link for you guys. To become a member today, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. All right, and guys, again, if you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. And for everything Kempire, including our whoa hat, I'm gonna have to create I love you hat as well, just because. Okay, just because. All right, and our holiday merch I'm gonna make available later today, so make sure you check back for that if you're watching the replay of this. houseofkempire.com. Okay, all that information is available, including our podcast, is available in the description. Okay, all right. Alrighty then. Oh, I'm opening the wrong things. I did not. Okay, there we go. All right. Let me see. What else okay, so they play a game, the Big D Energy game. Okay, because this is Destiny's event. Destiny wants to have a moment. Okay. Look, I thought that this event could have been fun. I liked watching them play musical chairs. I liked watching them play dodgeball. It was okay. Why did they need tickets to go to the ice cream lady? If it was Melody that was hosting it, you wouldn't need to damn tickets to go to the ice cream lady. I'm just saying, it's giving bootleg. The bootleg energy. Anyways, so the question is, who in this group hurt you the most? And this was a question that Destiny poses to Martell. Martell said, of course, excluding Melody. And then he didn't have the same energy. It seems like, didn't you not know that this was going to be brought up? Apparently, maybe he didn't. But Destiny initiates the conversation. She's like, you were mentioning that Marceau in that interview. And then that's when Martell's like, yeah, the interview that you did. So Marceau said he answered a question about revenge corn. He's like, but I wasn't charged for revenge corn. I was charged for harassing communications. And that's when they talking about what was in the text. And he was like, that Martell, of course, is denying what was in the text. Could there have been a picture and things like that? But Marcel says that, he believes it. That's what Marcel said. I was actually surprised. Marcel was like, I believe that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. But Marcel continues to say, I wasn't arrested for revenge corn. Well, just because, look, every state is different in regards to charges and stuff like that. I don't know what the revenge corn laws are in Alabama, if there are any, because not every state has one. So, I don't know. But according to Marceau, he was asked a question about revenge corn. So that's how he answered it. So Martell was a little hurt when he says that Marceau believed it, that Martell did do something like that. So he was a little hurt. So he decides to take a dig at Marceau. Because Marceau was like, you're saying all kinds of things and lies about me. He's like, what lies have I said about you, Marceau? That I've been with like 20 women. And he was like, no, I said that you've been with 20 women since your marriage. Oh, what? since you got married, you've been with 20 women. And he's like, I bet you $50K that Marceau cheated. And Marceau took another dig at his pockets and was like, show me the $50K. He was like, show me the $50K. So Martell ends up going to his car to pull out his phone to prove something. I don't know what he has to prove. Look, do I believe that these guys all cheated and they have receipts on each other? I do. I've never thought that Marceau was innocent. I think he was just probably better at hiding it. But I don't think people are even thinking about Letitia in this moment. Look, I get it. Letitia decided to be with Marceau despite whatever. However, Martell in this moment basically just wants to be hurtful. Do I think the questions or the answers that Marceau said in these interviews were hurtful to Martell? Maybe they were. But do I think that he was intentionally trying to be hurtful? No. He's answering questions because, Martell, your dirt is out there. You did this. You threatened your ex-wife with this information. Allegedly. No, you were convicted. You threatened. Look, you were convicted. Okay? Just saying. So they go back and forth. We're a to be continued until next week because Martell goes to his car to prove his receipts. But Tisha's just like, I'm not listening to this. This is ridiculous. She's like, show your receipts. Show your receipts. Do you think that Letitia really wanted to see the receipts? And if she did see the receipts, do you think that Tisha would actually leave Marceau? I was looking at Tisha in that moment. I was just like, oh, wait, let's see. But I felt for Letitia because it's like, okay, you have an issue with Marceau, but now you're throwing Letitia under the bus in regards to that. But I want to see the receipts. How can you prove that I've been with 20 other women or with one other woman during my marriage? I want to see the receipts that you've been sitting on. Why, if you had receipts, why wouldn't you drop those receipts on the internet the way that you've been talking on the internet? But then again, we have to remember who we're dealing with. We're dealing with Martell, an habitual liar, a pathological liar. We got to think about that. Oh, thank you so much. Journeyology to the root says Alabama law prohibits distribution of private images with the intent to harass, threaten, or intimidate the depicted person. The law applies when the depicted person has not consented to the distribution. Is it referred to as revenge porn in Alabama, or is it referred to as something else? That is another question I would have. Hold on. I saw a comment here. Kisco says side chicks always stay to prove he's changed. Wait, so in the back and forth, you know what else stood out to me? In the back and forth between Martell and Marceau, did you guys notice? Coleslaw, you continuously get disrespected on this show, and I'm not talking about the other cast or Melody. I'm talking about the man that you have a kid with. He says, I haven't been with anyone in the last 4 or 5 years. I ain't got nobody now. He continuously embarrasses you and doesn't take ownership of you on this platform. Did you guys notice that? I was like, oh. But you're over there probably, because remember during the Tasha K interview, I forgot what he referred to her as. We covered that. Even then, though, he wouldn't really take ownership of her then. Like, girl. But still you want to come on this show and tell your side? Girl, if anything, I would, lick my wounds and move on. You're never going to be on the show. And you're always going to have to work with this man in regards to child care. Every single time he embarrasses you on this show. And you sitting over there fighting Melody for him. Doing his dirty work for him. And he is, I haven't been with anyone in 4 or 5 years. Oh, I'm not with anyone now. Oh, okay. I thought for coleslaw. I said, oh, whoa, coleslaw. Woo. Well, that's what happens when you're the side chick. Yep. See, K Unique caught it too. K Unique said, yeah, he did coleslaw. Said I hadn't had a girl in 4 or 5 years. I caught that. All right. Hey, Orange Sorbet. It looks sorbet. Art Sorbet says, wait a minute, we live? Yep. Hey, how you doing? All right. Leo says, did you hear Martell tell Destiny tell Lance about us? Then he laughed. Yes, we talked a little bit about it, Leo. I don't know if you just joined us. And that's why I said, now I'm starting to believe the rumors. Now I understand why Melody doesn't see it for Destiny, why Melody hasn't said, oh, I don't know what they've done or not done. I'm like, okay. All right. Archie says she just wants child support with coleslaw. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're almost at 500 likes. We're almost at 1,500 people in the building. Shout out to all of you. Don't forget to subscribe because I know some of you are relying on the Explore page to update you on my videos. I've already told you YouTube has their moments when they want to shadow ban people. Go to my page. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on things. I gave you an update yesterday on Wendy Williams. I've given you a lot of Diddy updates this week as well. I've given you some other stories this week as well, along with our recaps of some of your favorite reality television shows. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you go to my page to make sure that you're subscribed and your notifications are on and that you didn't miss out on anything this week. All right. We're going to get into some callers, though. We're already at 500 likes, guys. I'm going to drop the call link for the live chat as well. Members, I've already dropped the call link for you guys on the community tab here on YouTube. Shout out to those of you that are watching on Twitch and Twitter, and those of you watching behind the scenes here on TikTok. Thank you, Mocha Life, for the roses. Thank you to everyone watching on TikTok and sharing the live and liking the video. TikTok, let's get to 12,000 likes. We appreciate you guys tapping your screens. And if you're listening to this, don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. The Kempire Podcast is where we upload some of your favorite live recaps and edited down version of our live recaps, but also special episodes. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure your notifications are on for that. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. And for those that don't want to call in, I get it. It's not easy calling in. Some people are embarrassed. It's fine. I'm trying to read your comments in the live chat as well. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't drop the call link. There we go. Calling link dropped. Leo, you've been around a long time. And Leo says, Kempire, do you still send out text notifications? Remember that? No, we haven't, because remember they changed their system and then they wanted to charge for like every text or something. Like it was like ridiculous. So no, we don't have the text anymore. But maybe we will revisit it in 2025 because I think a lot of people did rely on that, and it was a really great way of us staying connected. However, if you're a member of the channel, we did set up a Discord. So members of the channel end up getting the Discord link, which reminds me, I need to drop an updated refresh link for some of the new members over the last couple of months. So that's another place where we let people know as well. Look, but I'm always letting you guys know on Twitter, on Blue Sky now as well. So I just never update anyone on Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. But I go live there separately on Instagram. But as you follow me on TikTok, TikTok will let you know as well. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. All right, let's get to the callers. All right. I dropped the call link for the live chat below. Let me say thank you because we did get a couple of super chats. And thank you guys so much for the super chats, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, the PayPals, all of that we've received after the live, but we do appreciate your support there. Joyce says, thank you so much, Joyce, for the super chat. Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Joyce. We appreciate the support as well. Thank you, Joyce. And thank you for being a member, Joyce, as well. Rahina, thank you so much for the super chat. Rahina says, Kempire, why are you like what did I say? When did you send this? Love your acting. Oh, when I did the reenactment of them in the snow, Destiny and Melody. I have a good time. I can't wait to have my daytime talk show. That way y'all can see it and like we're gonna really act it out. Just saying. All right. Lulu, thank you so much for the super chat. Lulu says, Destiny stayed messing around with a castmate's son. She was allegedly dating Kimmy's son, Jalen, too. Were they dating or was there an attraction? Lulu, don't start starting rumors. Were they actually dating? Were they? Notice we don't see Jalen anymore in the show. Like, we'll see him in the background, but we don't really see him. Oh, Elsie says, yes, I get nervous talking together. It's okay. But shout out to those of you that call in. But again, if you guys have questions in the comment section, in the live chat, let me know. If I don't see it, post it again, okay? All right, just don't spam too much. Okay, Miss Esquire is backstage. Miss Esquire is going to break down this legal mess for us. Hold on, let me bring Miss Esquire up. Miss Esquire, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really good. It was really good. Food went over well.
I was about to ask.
Me and the babies are back home. But I did want to call in because I did look at the Urban Bell, which is a really good site for a lot of documents related to Martell's criminal mess.
Yes.
So I don't know what he's talking about because here's the thing. He did get criminally convicted of the domestic violence charge this summer.
Yes.
And he has appealed that criminal conviction.
Yes.
And he was able to be on bond pending the appeal.
Yes.
But there are conditions to the appeal, one of which, of course, being that he has to basically restrain his communications with Melody only to matters relating to the custody dispute. And so what was filed on November 22nd by her attorney appears to be a motion to revoke his bond,
Yes.
saying he's violated the terms of his bond, and it needs to be revoked. It is not an order from the judge saying, yes, I agree with this motion, which is very interesting to me. You know how I feel about people leaking legal documents to the press. I'm like, there's obviously a benefit to Melody's side leaking this to the press saying they're going to, go for this motion. No. So I think that's where they got the documents from, obviously. But
I thought that.
The judge, I'm like, that's obviously coming from Melody's side, which I don't have any problem with that. But it has not been ordered yet. And so I don't know what he's talking about.
Before you continue, though, if it is ordered, does that mean he will get locked up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to clarify.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. I mean, most likely, or the judge could say, okay, now I have to put even more restrictive conditions on your bond, because obviously increasing the amount of his bond isn't going to make a difference. This isn't like a Diddy thing. This is we're trying to let you still have your livelihood pending this appeal, even though you have a conviction, which they don't have to do. They could lock your behind up. Now, I don't think I don't know if they're going to lock him up. Let me remember this correctly, because I think with his conviction, he got 12 months probation and he had to pay a fine. So I don't think he got sentenced to any time.
No.
The issue is that if this is a violation of and this is where you might need a criminal lawyer who knows this better than me, but if this is a violation of the bond, is it also a violation of the probation? I would think it is a violation of the probation. And so the problem with that is now your probation is not deferred. Typically, when you violate your probation, then you on the hook for the entirety of the time that you were going to be probated, which is 12 months. So he could get locked up. Not only could he lose his bond pending the appeal, they could go ahead and revoke his probation and make him go to jail. And he has the opportunity to get out if his appeal is successful, but he could serve time until that appeal goes through. And so my question is why, and the judge, the attorney for Melody in the motion to revoke his bond is very clear on the type of communications he was engaging in. He's basically saying after she met with me to discuss the case, he's sending her messages saying, what are you doing? Meeting with your lawyer? Why are you trying to, do this to me? Like nothing that would be in regards to their custody dispute at all. Yeah. And so I don't know how this is going to go for Martell, because they're going to show the judge the communication. If the communication is not clearly related to the custody dispute, then he's got a real problem with continuing to be out on bond, and he has an issue potentially with his probation. So
according to Shelley,
I don't know.
According to Shelley on the live chat, she says that the appeal trial is tomorrow. My question, though, Mr. Esquire, if you can answer this, is in the show, in this week's episode, he says that he wasn't convicted. A judge never saw the case. It was moved to a higher court. Is that true?
No, that's not true. At least from what I saw.
Okay.
And can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Child, I'm trying to get some food at Cheddar's. No, from what I saw, there was not a magistrate in this. So he went before an actual criminal judge, had a hearing, had a trial. There was a finding of guilt. So this is where I'm like, maybe Martell's frontal lobe is not fully developed, because I don't understand what he's talking about.
All right. I just needed a lawyer to, because, I don't try to pretend like I know the law. But I said that's a very interesting statement. But again, he has a history of lying.
The only way that would happen is sometimes in some courts, they're so busy, and you know this because you've done legal stuff, they have magistrates. And so a magistrate, which is sort of a lower judge, here's your initial case. They make a ruling. If you don't like that ruling, you can go up to the actual judge, right? Yeah. And so that doesn't mean that ruling doesn't matter, but also they're not usually, if you choose to appeal it, whatever penalty they were going to attach to their finding, it doesn't go into play. And so maybe he went in front of a magistrate at first in this particular criminal court, and he didn't like the ruling of the magistrate, so he appealed it up to the judge. But I didn't see that in the documents that were available. So I don't know what he's talking about. A lot of times when people appeal criminal rulings, they will pretend like the punishment that came along with the finding of guilt is not in play yet, pending the appeal. That's not always the case. Sometimes you are still subject to the criminal consequences of your actions after you've been found guilty. Like, you are on probation. You were found guilty. You're not supposed to be violating your probation. And if part of your probation is stop communicating this with this woman outside of this custody proceeding, I don't know why you would do anything. And to your point, and I'm gonna get off of this because I know I'm taking up a lot of time, but everybody on that cast knows that there was a restraining order in place that prevented the two of these people from being around each other. Why they would expect Melody to show up is weird to me. And it's one of those things where I'm not a Melanie fan, but this is one of those times where it's like, why are y'all making her look bad on purpose?
That's what I keep saying, Miss Esquire. I'm like, because you've been watching the channel a long time. Look, I'm critical of everyone when they're wrong, but I was like, they're making it so easy to be a millimeter.
They're making it. Listen, I don't need to defend Melanie. She got an army of people to do it. Don't put me in that position. But in that situation, they were wrong. Also, let me just say about Destiny, and I'm gonna get off. I feel like Destiny is the girl that the guys are with before they find the girl of their dreams, and she needs to get out of that position.
As soon as you said it, I said yes.
She good luck Chuck, baby. She is good luck Chuck for these men, and I would like her to get out of that position.
Damn, me too. Me too. All right, Ms. Lusker, we appreciate you taking time out to explain some of this legal mumbo jumbo to us.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care. Enjoy Chatters. All right. All right, guys. I dropped the I dropped the call-in link for members. If you're a member, I dropped the call-in link for you guys. I think I did drop the call-in link for the live chat. It's all right. We have Miss Bernice backstage. So Miss Bernice, I know, has a lot to say about this show. Miss Bernice, how are you?
I'm fine. Okay. It's the Lord's Day, so I'm going to keep it short but cute.
Come on.
Yes, it's the Lord's Day. Destiny is the biggest pick-me-chuck I have ever seen. For you to go on your tirades, because I watched some of the interviews she went on.
Okay.
And she talked about Mel. She threw shade at Mel. And for you to be in that little closet you calling your new design studio, girl, please.
You're being nice by calling it a closet. It's a storage unit.
It is. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you just need a U-Haul sign on the top of it. You went from a big brick and mortar store to a cubicle. Okay. So that's like going and you eating tomahawk steaks today, and then next week your budget is for White Castle. They don't. No, that's not right.
That's not even real meat.
Exactly. And for you to sit up there, now we know all this going on in the background. Melody going back and forth to court with Martell. She can't show her kids on her social media or on the TV show because of Martell. But Martell and Coleslaw and Destiny is showing the kids on social media. Really? That was revenge porn. You set up your baby mama to take the fall and she was trying to use somebody else to try to take the fall. They was like, I'm not doing this.
Yep.
Girl, you in trouble. I can't help you. And we supposed to act like we don't know this. And then when Destiny said, well, he said it didn't happen, so it didn't happen. Girl, really? What little respect I did have for you, it went out the window as soon as you said that. And Martell, no, he's not smart enough like the average girl with Marceau. Because Marceau was like looking at Fred talking down to Moose. Martell is muscle with no brains. And Martell was like doing a Jedi mind trick on him, like, you went to go get the phone to do what? That's your ace. You play spades, you play that baby. Okay, here it is. It wasn't nothing on that phone. You just played yourself again. And I'm like Marceau. Marceau just tied. Okay, show it. Let's see it. I'm the master. You want to be where I'm at, and you ain't.
Okay. All right. Well,
other than that, it was a filler show.
Oh.
And Kimmy, poor Kimmy, she just lost in the sauce. That's all I got to say about her.
Lost in the sauce. All right. Thank you, Miss Bernice, for
Lost
calling
in the sauce. Yeah. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Are the Lions not playing today? Just ask. Miss Bernice, are the Lions playing today?
No, they're off. They're off today because they played. They won on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And Michigan beat Ohio State yesterday. Go Blue.
Okay.
Go Blue. Yes.
Bye, Miss Bernice.
Bye-bye.
Look, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with all the things. Yes, I meant to correct Miss Esquire on this. Melody, when we were talking about what was violated, it was when Melody was meeting with the DA, not her own personal attorney. So thank you, Adrian, for reminding me, because we did do a report on that. That is which makes me concerned. Like, how did Martell know that Melody was meeting with the district attorney? Like, are you following her? Did someone in the office tell you? Did you have someone else follow her? Like, it's weird. It's a little concerning, but I'm not surprised by that behavior. All right. MP's backstage. We'll bring MP up next. MP, what did you want to share in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Hi, Kempire, and I want to say hi to everybody, all the family. I hope Thanksgiving for you guys in the U.S. was awesome.
Where are you calling from?
Now, I'm calling from the Caribbean, actually.
What part of the Caribbean?
Dominica.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Okay, so what I really wanted to say, I have two things. The first one, it's like Destiny should really be appointed the head of recruitment for Melometer Inc. because she's doing all the work.
Oh.
She's like, I'm not a Melometer, but I'm like, I might as well be. She's making it so easy for us to just understand Melody. Like,
right?
come on.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
Like, she's just doing the most so that people just fall in love with Melody. It's crazy. Just like Miss Esquire said, there's no way you could expect Melody to be at that event. Like, just common sense and just being sensitive to somebody else. She's going through a lot with her ex-husband, and it's so complicated to expect her to be there. It's just crazy. I just find, come on, Destiny, do better than that. The second thing is I just feel more and more, especially this show, it's just getting so toxic. I feel like life is already so kind of crazy on its own. And when you watch TV, you want a little bit of, mess, but not too much. This is getting so real and so toxic. I feel like they forget that the audience is growing with them. 10 years ago, we were in our 20s. We had nothing else to do. Right now, people who are in their 30s do not need that toxicity from TV, not from entertainment.
Yeah.
I feel like it's lost a lot of the entertainment part of it, and it's just like negative behavior is so rewarded. It's just a little bit challenging for me to keep watching. But I'll keep watching the reviews, etc. from your channel. I love them.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to say, I hope they do better. I hope there's a kind of different wave with reality TV that really gets us back to the entertainment part. Because right now, it's just a bit, to me, it's just a bit too much. But I will continue to enjoy this beautiful channel. I really, really enjoy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a
great
good
day.
Sunday.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Excuse me. Well, I did see we had another person backstage, but I think they dropped out. Look, things happen. But shout out to all of you that called in. Shout out to the replay crew. Shout out to all of you that have been weighing in behind the scenes here in our live chat. Shout out to all of you that have been weighing in on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, here on TikTok. We see you guys as well. Here are my final thoughts. This is why I love when you guys call in, because I was like thinking to myself, I was like, this cast is making it so easy for us to like Melody over these last few seasons. And honestly, I feel like the cast as a whole, it's like the Alexis of Real Housewives of Orange County. They made it so easy for Shannon on Real Housewives of Orange County to have an easy season, her big season, because they were so unlikable and they were doing the most for no damn reason. So that's what I'm getting from most of the cast. Honestly, it's most of the cast that are doing that, making it just so easy. Like, why don't you just say what you said in the confessional to her face? Just say it. But I will say, some people say, well, Melody does the same thing. Again, we have a cast that's doing it a lot more and not saying it to her face, or not taking into regard the real legal situation that Melody is dealing with. I almost completely forgot for a second. I was like, oh, you're right. I just did a report this week on the no contact order. Here we go. All right. Someone said, let's go Mets. Really? The Mets are playing today? Ooh. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all being here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Shout out to everyone that was in the live chat. Shout out to our King's Guards on TikTok and on YouTube. We appreciate you guys as well. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy. It's free. Let's get to 700 likes. 'Tis the season to be jolly. We are celebrating the holidays here on the channel. And of course, we're still celebrating over 500,000 subscribers. We just hit 515,000 subscribers. So help us get to 600,000 subscribers. So if you've been watching behind the scenes, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn your notifications, because there are a lot of stories that you're missing out on, posts and updates and live information. So make sure that your notifications are still on. All right. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Sundays. I got to go pack. I got places to be and things to do. Don't forget, Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to London on December 8th. Then we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on January 24th. And then we're coming back to New York City. Stay tuned for that date as well. But if you're in London, make sure that you guys get your tickets. More information on that will be available in the description. All right. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.